Today I'm going to share a group that I found where I instantly felt a sense of belonging. And the reason I want to share this is I know at some point in our lives, all of us come face to face with not knowing who our tribe is or finding more people who resonate and get us. And it's not always easy to find that. I'll tell you about the tribe I was seeking at this current moment of my life and why I was surprised to feel like I truly belonged. So if you're on a journey to creativity, just like I am, you can hear what I did to get out of the box, and hopefully it inspires you as well. Hi, I'm Leah Federhoff, a user experience designer, writer, and life strategist, and I want to inspire you to thrive in work and life. So if you've been following along on my journey, I've pivoted this year to go deeper on my writing practice. And this could also probably mean painting, could be other things. And I'll tell you why I'm starting to question if it's just writing in a bit, but at least unlocking my creativity block or diving deeper and leaning more into it. So for a few weeks now, I've been trying to find ways to get deeper with my writing practice. And part of that included registering for local community college classes on romance novel writing and getting published, writing articles and getting published in magazines. I've also started The Artist's Way with Julia Cameron and have been writing morning pages. And I'm also doing more with my newsletter now. So subscribe, actually, if you're not yet, and you'll find a few roundups, different places I've started to get inspired from, and just like my thoughts and musings throughout the week. You know, here on the Swishie channel, you get a distilled version, like organized like how-tos and whatnot. In my newsletter, I go even deeper behind the scenes with conversations I've had with other folks, new aha moments I've had, and yeah, it's a nice way to follow along and just get an even more behind the scenes look of the things I think about, what I do, and other ways I've found to tap into my creative self. Anyway, so here I was like thinking about what else could drive me to write faster. So one thing that I did see was through a list of like writers' grants and funds, there was this program I could apply to. It cost $25. It would be 5 months long. And all I had to do was write a 15-page, double-spaced, 1-inch margin manuscript. No biggie, right? Except I haven't written that much for any type of novel yet. So for a week and a half, I've been agonizing over this, doing a mental brain dump, trying to transcribe a lot of the work I've already done, mishmashing it into some kind of form of novel. Until last night. And last night was when I realized, like, why? If you join my newsletter, you'll see the advice I gave myself is, why am I putting all this pressure on myself? How do I release that pressure? Why am I doing this, giving myself arbitrary deadlines, forcing myself into something because I feel like it could be a good idea? I don't even know if I'd be happy with a 5-month writing program. I don't even know if I'm 100% with the idea for the novel I want. I don't even know if I want to write fiction or nonfiction. Like, everything I wrote is a mishmash of both. Like, I mean, clearly, like, something inside me wants to write a romance novel. Yeah, I've been trying to navigate that and figure it out. And I was giving myself this deadline of, like, I need to write all of this by January 31st, which is not that far away. It's what, like, less than 10 days now. Or 10 days to the time of this recording. So, hi, future me. Like, no, you did not end up writing this 15-page manuscript unless anything changed. But I say this, right, and I share this because, you know, even like when I felt like I was following my intuition, I was finding things that attracted me, what ends up happening when you start attracting the things that you want in your life, you get more and more of it. And then it's easy to say yes to everything because everything sounds so awesome and good. And like, why wouldn't I want to do this 5-month scholarship thing? But the means of getting there, and here, I've drilled this probably to, time and time again to some of you already, but this is why values are important. I want the family time. I want work-life balance. I want to have that mental freedom. And was I giving it to myself by trying to meet this deadline, saying no to hanging out with the kids because I was trying to write this manuscript, and it was just taking up so much mental space. For what, right? For the chance to get this novel? When I'm ready to write a novel, I will have a novel ready. I want the words to flow out of me. I don't want to force them out. With every keystroke and every letter I type, that's no way to live. That's the exact same thing I'm trying to move away from, try to share with you, and yet here I find myself doing it again. And I don't want that definition of success. I don't want to go all for the sake of the chance of doing this because I feel like it will be good for me or be the thing I want. I think the growth opportunity here is learning to distill those opportunities that fill me with joy, with the opportunities that look good on paper, but don't align with my values on what I would need to do in order to get there. Sacrificing more family time, spending nights and weekends, agonizing over this 15-page manuscript that I'm just cobbling together, thinking it's kind of a good idea, and not really getting excited for the writing I'm doing either. I'm excited when I write for the newsletter. I'm excited when I write Swishie YouTube channel scripts. This particular piece, however, was not bringing me joy. It felt so forced. And I think part of that is getting back to the motion. And knowing when I feel that way and I feel tensed up and I feel like I'm stressing myself out and saying, look, I release you. That's cool and all, not for me. And that is such a hard thing to do. Have you ever had a moment where you felt like something looked good on paper or the end result seemed really good, but the process to get to that point was painful or felt forced? How did you respond? Did you go through with it? Or were you wiser than me and knew automatically that it wasn't for you? Leave me a comment below or, tag me on Instagram if you want to share your story at Swishie Official. Or you can email me, leah@swishie.com. I love to hear about it because for me, this is, one of the growth opportunities I have. How could I have said no faster? A week and a half of just this weighing on my mind, this arbitrary deadline. I don't need to do that. That doesn't have to happen for me this year. If it does, great. But you know what? I want it to feel like it's lighting me up. I want to feel in the flow of it. And that's what I want for you too. I hope you're only saying yes to things that light you up, that bring you joy, that don't feel forced. It's not going to be 100%. We get put in situations all the time where we can't determine that. But think about what you have control over, or think about where the possibilities lie to change the outcomes of things and move towards that. So I've been going back and forth about where do I find my tribe then, right? So here I was again, deciding that writing this 15-page manuscript to apply for some program where only a handful of applicants get selected, all that, not for me right now. But what I did find, because Facebook ads, however they work magically, just happened to know I was seeking opportunities and channels to write more. I ended up clicking on this ad for a free workshop called The Narrative Method. And you could go to thenarrativemethod.org to check it out too. And this woman, Sherry Foose, is a therapist and also the creator of this method, and she hosts twice a week, hour-long Zoom sessions. And she provides a different prompt each week. I've only been to one, but it was amazing. And I almost didn't go. I didn't go because I was intimidated. I felt imposter syndrome, like I'm not a writer. Like, I mean, I say I'm a writer. I like to write, but I would be surrounded by folks who probably already have books, you know, or further along than I am in this journey. Anyway, it was intimidating, and I didn't know what the narrative method was, right? Except, hey, yeah, I'll sign up. It's 8:30 on a Sunday morning. I love doing things early in the morning just to get them out of the way. And then an hour before it started, the program director emailed me and, you know, said like, hey, for newcomers, which it looks like you are, just wanted to let you know what the structure or the format of today will be like. And it was a PDF that went through like, okay, Sherry's gonna share like a quick video, a couple prompts. You're going to write, and then you'll go in breakout rooms and share what you wrote. It doesn't exceed 1 page, so there'll be plenty of time to share. And I was like, oh, okay, right? Like, doesn't seem as scary, right? And, you know, because the idea of just writing anything, like knowing it was 1 page, doable, an hour, doable, and that I was welcome there and that they knew I was new and just not like, you know, joining and like pretending I knew what I was doing, super helpful. And as a side, as a leader, onboarding experiences are always key. So for anyone you bring onto a team, same rules apply. Anyway, I want to share briefly, actually, maybe I'll save this for the next episode, but I can share what I wrote. And it's super vulnerable, but it's once again unblocking my creativity. Despite how intimidated I was, I went ahead and joined. And there were 80 other folks in the Zoom call, but everyone you could see was in that writing journey. Different parts, but all looking to learn. And the ground rules were laid, you know, accept everyone's story from different perspectives, respect confidentiality of other people's stories. Not only going through the prompts, and which was like a therapy session in itself, but being able to read, like with no judgment, just read to 3 other people in a breakout room what I wrote, hearing what they wrote in terms of how vulnerable it was, and just seeing how different people approached the prompt, right? Really honed in the fact that we are all unique. We have so many different lived experiences and backgrounds. It gave me that perspective, and also how people approach their writing. It was inspirational and very vulnerable to write something, especially as a first-time person there. But everyone was really welcoming, and I will definitely attend, you know, future weeks as well. And I highly recommend it. And this is not an ad or anything, but if you're on a writing journey like me, seeking some type of writing group, like definitely check out the narrative method, or find other ways to be vulnerable with your writing and really focus on the prompt and what it brings up for you. And that's all I have on that today. But if you want to join in on creativity sessions with me and other folks from the Swishie community, I'm hosting second Saturday morning Pacific time each month for the next few months through April, a creative morning type session for an hour. And you can bring a mimosa, coffee, whatever it is, a creative project, or I will have a prompt. This is just another way to unblock your creativity, put some me time onto your calendar, and really just see and get inspired by other people. So if you enjoyed this episode, subscribe and share with your friends. Really, please subscribe. And go to swishie.com if you're looking for more resources to thrive in work and life, and sign up for my newsletter. Thanks, and I'll see you next time here on Swishie. If you enjoyed this, subscribe and share with friends.